For more than a decade, the internet worked the same way. You opened apps, tapped buttons, and did everything step by step. You booked flights inside one app, ordered food in another, wrote emails somewhere else, and managed files in another place. But right now, a new shift is starting, quietly. And it's bigger than just AI assistants getting smarter. The real shift is this. AI agents are starting to replace apps. Not by deleting apps overnight, but by changing how people use them. Because agents don't just answer questions. They take goals, then plan, execute, and finish tasks across multiple services. In this video, we'll decode it. The trend-decoded way. What changed, why it matters, and what's next. And by the end, you'll understand why the app era is starting to look like the old way, and why many people are not ready for what comes after. What changed? Let's define the change clearly. A normal assistant responds. You ask something, it answers. But an agent works differently. You give it an objective, and it acts like a system that can break that objective into steps, choose tools, and complete the job. That sounds simple, but it changes everything. Because apps are basically tools built for step-by-step human interaction. Apps assume you will do the clicking. Agents assume you don't want to click at all. You want to say, handle it, and then review the result. So the change is not just that AI got smarter. The change is that AI is becoming action-based, not just conversation-based. And once AI becomes action-based, the front door of the internet starts moving away from app icons and into the agent interface. Instead of open app, search, compare, fill forms, confirm, pay. You move toward tell agent your goal. Agent does the work, and you approve. That's why people say agents replace apps. Because from the user's perspective, the agent becomes the product. The apps become background services the agent uses behind the scenes. Why it matters. Business and power overview. Here's why this matters. Apps control the user journey. When you use an app, the company controls what you see, what you click, what you buy, and what they can monetize. That's why companies fought for years to get their app on your phone and keep you inside it. But agents break that control. If an agent can complete tasks across multiple services, the agent becomes the gatekeeper, and the gatekeeper controls distribution. In the app era, companies competed for installs and screen time. In the agent era, companies will compete for something else, being chosen by the agent. That is a terrifying shift for many businesses because it means your brand may not get a chance to sell itself. You may not get a beautiful interface moment. You may not get 10 minutes of browsing time. You might only get one line in a shortlist or one selection made automatically. This creates a new competitive battlefield, the agent's preference layer. Which services does the agent use by default? Which options does it trust? Which products does it recommend? Which providers get filtered out? And once agents start shaping choices at scale, this becomes a massive redistribution of power. The companies that own the agent interface become the new platform. Everyone else becomes a supplier. Why it matters, psychology, and real-world impact. Now let's talk about why people will adopt agents fast. Maybe faster than they expect. The main reason is mental load. The modern internet is full of friction. Logins, forms, comparisons, settings, updates, and endless small decisions. Apps make you do work that you don't want to do. Agents offer something people crave: effortless completion. You don't want to search 10 tabs. You want a good outcome. You don't want to fill forms. You want it done. You don't want to compare 20 options. You want the best one for your needs. But this is where the shift becomes dangerous if people don't pay attention. When an agent is doing the work, it is also doing the choosing. And when something chooses on your behalf, you need to ask, based on what? Because agents will optimize for something. It could optimize for price. It could optimize for speed. It could optimize for what's safe. Or it could optimize for what benefits the platform: subscriptions, partners, ads, commissions. This is not a small detail. This is the core risk of the agent era. You gain convenience, but you may lose awareness and control. You get results, but you may not know what you missed. And over time, that can shape your habits, your spending, your beliefs, and even your opportunities. What's next? So what's next? Here are 3 predictions that logically follow this shift. And if you have any predictions, don't forget to comment below. Prediction 1. Apps become services, not destinations. Many apps won't disappear, but they will stop being places you visit daily. They become APIs and background services that agents call. The user stops seeing the app's interface. The agent becomes the interface. Prediction 2. A new war begins. Agents versus platforms. Platforms will try to keep control by limiting what agents can do, charging for access, or building their own agents that prioritize their ecosystem. Meanwhile, independent agents will try to work across everything. This becomes a power struggle. Open internet automation versus closed ecosystem control. Prediction 3. The next big product category is personal operations. Agents will evolve from do a task into run my life systems. Not in a sci-fi way overnight, but gradually handling scheduling, purchases, content workflows, travel planning, work admin, and communication filtering. The more an agent manages, the more it learns. And the more it learns, the harder it becomes to switch. That's lock-in at a whole new level. And this leads to the biggest future question. Will agents serve you first, or the business model behind them? So here's the TrendDecoded summary. What changed? AI is moving from answering to acting. Agents can break goals into steps and complete tasks across services. Why it matters? This threatens the app business model because the agent becomes the gatekeeper that controls choices and distribution. What's next? Apps become background services, platforms fight to control agents, and agents evolve into personal operating systems where trust becomes the main currency. That's the shift most people aren't ready for, not because it's scary, but because it feels like just convenience. And the biggest changes always start that way. If you want more videos that decode tech and AI shifts without the hype, subscribe to TrendDecoded.